right, we are back. This is Nikki, Clarke, and Keith Harris. Throwback Thursdays on wearehotline.net. And you know what? I was sitting down bracing myself for an incredible police tune. You know, Stuart Copeland, Sting, Andy Summer, and what do I hear?
Journey.
Just go on, girl. Journey. No, that is not the police.
No.
Anyway, we're going to promise we're going to bring back the police. We're going to find it, play it for you.
Okay.
But before we do that, we have an incredible woman on the line. She is a gift to the community, and we're going to talk a little bit about more what she does. Please welcome Norma Nicholson to the show.
Hello, Norma. We're so excited. We're honored to have you today.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
You're very welcome.
How you doing today, Norma?
I am doing dynamic here in Toronto. It's 15 degrees and a wonderful sunny day.
Wow.
I know. I was bragging to Keith about that. It was feeling good. Norma, I don't think there's any more snowfall. What do you think?
No.
Yeah, no way. No, we're done. Thank you.
You
Stay
know
away, winter.
I can hear the sunshine in both you guys' voices, too. I tell you. Absolutely.
So Norma was a guest on the show December 17th, and she brought so much insight about what she does. And Norma, can you describe for us your journey leading up to becoming an author?
Well, I will quickly share 3 lived experiences. The very first one is that I was homeless as a 6-month-old infant, and I was again homeless at age 17. And throughout my childhood, I was one of those young girls that was denied love, etc., was terribly abused. But very fortunately, I remember my grandmother saying one should always have a purpose and have a goal. And so as I traveled through those horrible times, I remember my grandmother's voice. And so I sought out education. And then I will fast forward to coming to Canada as a nanny. I continued to increase my education, became a registered nurse with an undergraduate and a postgraduate degree, worked in several facilities until I was delegated to develop a model of healthcare for our youth in the largest youth custody facility in Ontario, Canada. 192 youth were incarcerated there each day, and most of them were minority children. Mm-hmm. So those are 2 lived experiences. My third is that I did lots of volunteer work with at-risk youth. They're sometimes called underserviced young people who may have gotten in problems with the law had they not been touched by volunteers. And I'll use myself as one example. So from those 3 lived experiences, I wrote a book called Young Lives on the Line, because I felt that our society can do more to help our children keep out of the youth justice system, and the resources that are used in that system could be better and more effectively used in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. And you know, the number that you gave me of children incarcerated is staggering.
It is.
That's 192 children?
Yeah, 192 each day from the age of 12 to 17. So one can imagine for the 5 years I worked there, I would have met over 5,000 children and listened to over 20,000 conversations of why they're there. So once I left, my goal was, what can we do to look at the root causes, the underlying causes of behaviors, and not address the behaviors, address the underlying causes so the behaviors will eventually be eliminated.
What is the common denominator for the children, Norma? Why are they there? What is the common denominator for all these children?
Pardon?
What is the common element for all the children being incarcerated? What are they missing?
Oh, love is one of the main things. So there are many children that are incarcerated whose parents are lacking the skills to parent because they themselves are living in dysfunction or have mental illness. Therefore, the children are left on their own. Yeah. You have many children, amazingly, who came to this country as immigrants, and they don't know their families don't know them. Eventually they don't get along, so that young person leaves home. Being on the street, he or she gets into the wrong crowd, forming gangs, get into prostitution. And then another group of our children are given over to the Children's Aid Society, and they feel totally rejected. So some of them run away. Many kids in Children's Aid are moved from one home to the next, several homes throughout a year, and they get more ill, more frustrated with life. And in fact, that's how it leads them into trouble. Wow. Some children have mental illness that goes undiagnosed, so they're called bad kids. But in fact, they're unable to control their behavior because there is a root cause of that behavior, and they're quite ill.
Yes. Yes, ma'am, as a matter of fact. And then, I had spent some time working with youth at a center myself. And, on top of the issues that they face coming inside, sometimes they face issues inside the establishment with other, with other youths that are in the system as well. Because just as you say, some kids some kids come in a little worse than others. Just normally bad, from bad behaviors. And then you have other children that are in there who are really just, they're not bad, but they're facing mental issues. And sometimes they clash and get in trouble in the system. Right, Norma?
Yes, that happens. And then they end up in isolation where they feel more rejected, more lonely. And then we only have 3 layers of skin. You can only keep so much within you before it comes out as a negative behavior.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So the Ignite for Youth conference is bringing together a team of people that you've handpicked to kind of explore the issues that can help to create a bridge of people facilitating to the children, and also possible funders to help provide money for more activities for these children. Is that right?
Right. So from the book and going out to speak to several community groups, we have been asked whether we could facilitate a one-day conference with the experts, and therefore we had to form a not-for-profit organization with a small board. So the board has 2 adults and 2 youth at this time. And
I'm glad to hear that the children are included.
Yes, because we want to hear their voices. Mm-hmm. That is one of the main reasons some children get in trouble with the law. No one listens to the concerns that they have. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So with this, Ignite for Youth is the name of the organization. We're hosting our very first inaugural one-day conference on Monday, April 20th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Living Arts Center in Mississauga, Ontario. And our master of ceremony is Jamaican-born Nikki Clarke.
Hey, all right.
Hey, I can't wait. I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun, and it's going to be so much education and inspiration in the room. So thank you for giving me that chance to be there.
She is unstoppable, Keith. And we have some keynote speakers because there are truly individuals who want to see different conversations and different lenses being used to interact with our young people. So we have the Honorable Kofi Barnes. He came from Guyana. And in 2013, he rose to a very high position as a chief judge in the Ontario Superior Court of Justice.
Okay.
We have Chief Jennifer Evans. She's a female police officer in the region of Peel, where we have 1.7 million inhabitants. And would you believe that I was one of those minorities that was selected and nominated recently to be on the Police Services Board?
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Yeah.
Thank you. And then Dr. Michael Colleton is a psychiatrist, very renowned, from an organization called Center for Addiction and Mental Health, and his focus is on seeing children being diagnosed early so they could have a productive life. So those are three of our keynote speakers, and of course, the conference could not move forward without engagement of our young people. So we have been sponsored to date 24 young people, and 8 of those young people will be speaking either on a panel or just standing at the podium and say what they do and where they're coming from.
Right. And that's huge because, you know, it's important to you know, it's a wonderful way to let the youth know that there are other choices, and it gives them ideas of some things that they can do, some, you know, just some things to look forward to that are positive movements that can help them decide what careers maybe they want to go into. You know, who knows? You might have some, you know, one day you might have some strong political figures coming out of these youths.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, because even we have a paper here called the Toronto Star, and one of the highlights in today's Star was a young lady a black young lady who bounced from one home to the next, living on the street, and she was just accepted to go to Howard University in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she raised $40,000. Is that right?
Yes. So my passion is we need to listen to our children. They are so smart. We need to validate them, acknowledge them, create opportunities for them, and also be sure that they're getting the right supports and education to move forward. We need to ensure that immigrants and refugees that are coming to our country are supported in all aspects of their mental health.
Right.
Psychological, emotional, physical, spiritual, so they themselves can support their children to be the best.
And I think you brought up a really good point, Norma. Sorry to interrupt you. That mental illness is it's on the rise. Like depression and anxiety is at an all-time high. And there's so many undiagnosed cases in Toronto alone.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that the medical care or hospital care can even be able to accommodate the numbers. So it's really important that the early intervention is there, right, to see it in the children first. We can put to help them to their home, like, you know, chemical imbalance or whatever they need emotionally.
That is so important for early diagnosis, because the longer a mental illness goes on without any approaches, whether therapy, medication, a combination of education for parents, families, and community, the situation only worsens. And if you notice, some of the calls that the police officers are receiving now are folks with mental illness that are adults.
Oh, okay. And, you know, I'm sorry to cut in, but, you know, I wanted to say that what you all are doing is sincerely important. And it's important for the fact that it creates a revolving door. That way you don't have all of these children and these youths going into a system with no way out. And I say that because, you know, again, me working in the system, this is what I saw a lot of. Speaking on mental illnesses, I saw a lot of days where, you know, the med techs were just, you know, they were just trained to just give the kids meds, just keep feeding them meds. But there were no real interventions that would actually help the kids out of these behavioral situations. And I have to be honest, what I saw a lot of was, you know, an establishment that was just enjoying money, receiving money. And they did not really care to really help these kids kind of get up on their feet and get out of the system because they were paying for beds. The government was paying for beds a lot. And so they kept those kids really in there instead of helping them like they needed to be. And so I think what you guys are doing is very important. I have to congratulate you all because you're actually trying to make a difference. You're caring about the kids and their future opposed to some people who are just in this for the check.
That is so true. Yeah, that is so true because I know we must start in our community and start with preventative measures. And one of the main things is to help folks understand the stigma and how they can work with individuals. And it's really important that they focus on their children, not caring what others say, because some folks will not say my child has a mental illness. They'll say my child has a behavioral problem,
right? Because
of the stigma around that. So even at our conference on Monday, there will be a mental health nurse that works in youth custody that will be speaking about stigma and how we can all work together to eliminate or at least decrease the stigma.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so looking towards Monday.
Oh,
Monday is going to be so exciting. It's so exciting, and I'm excited to be there and to just meet so many empowering people in the community. So I really feel honored to be part of that. So thank you very much for reaching out and having me be involved. But how can people reach you, Norma, to get tickets or to know more about the event on Monday?
Oh, they can go on www.ignite4youth.com.
Okay.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets are $55 for youth. Youth over here is defined for the conference 15 to 25.
Okay.
So a young person between the age of 15 and 25, or if you're a student, no matter if you're up to 30 years of age. And then adult tickets are $100, but that includes 2 copies, a copy of my book and a copy of a second book written by an author. And it also includes lunch, refreshments, a wonderful MC and all those special speakers, and youth exhibits where youth will be talking about the organizations that have helped them keep out of the justice system and become productive. So it's very well worthwhile. I don't mind leaving my phone number in Mississauga. It's 905-272-1406.
Excellent. Thank you.
Absolutely. One day, what we should, in the near future, what we love to love for you guys to do is, because look, we want to take part as much as we can in this movement that you guys are doing. We're helping the youth. So listen, sometimes if you want to have some of these children come on the show. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah, give them an opportunity to come on the show, see what it feels like to be on air, and just kind of talk. And
that's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. That excuse me. That way they get a feel and give something to be happy about, and go back and tell the rest of the kids, and then 5 or 10 more might say, "Hey, well, I want to do that too," and it just gives them something peaceful, something happy, and something to look forward to. We're totally for that. As a matter of fact, the young lady that you all are talking about is going to Howard University. As a matter of fact, if you all can find it able to, let her come on the show one day so we can congratulate her, across the land.
Fantastic. All right, so let's work that out. Yeah, that is wonderful. Yeah. Great idea.
Yeah, that sounds like something we can do.
Partnering and collaborating.
Hey,
I love it. Power in numbers. That's the way to go.
Absolutely, and we've all, we've all been through our times. We've all been. Everything okay? Is that you, Norma?
Not me.
It's the alarm going off in my kitchen. It's okay now.
Hey, but you know, yeah, and we've, you know, because we've all came from our different walks of life. We've all got to you know, even us three, we are where we are today through the trials, tribulations, and the triumphs that we've made it through. So we understand that, and being able to give back is like you guys say, something to work together is wonderful to do. So we should definitely do that. Let's team up on that idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important to recognize the people that were ahead of us. If I didn't have a mentor, if I didn't have a couple of great teachers who believed in me and pushed me, then I probably wouldn't be, you know, taking that leap of faith and doing certain things that I'm doing now. So everyone needs leadership. Everyone needs guidance. And I feel that if you're in that position where you can do that, I think it's your duty to give back. And I'm happy to help as I can. And Norma, thank you so much for what you're doing to be a bright light in the community for youth. And Keith, what you're doing too. You know, we've been friends for years, and you're doing great things for the community. So I applaud you as well.
You know, and I thank you, Nikki, that, you know, just to kind of, you know, shoot back at what you just said. Norma, I have to say, Nikki has been a great mentor to me for a lot of years, as a matter of fact, you know, even in helping me, you know, get to where I am today, a great inspiration. And so I want to congratulate you and congratulate Nikki as well for speaking at you guys' event on Monday, April the 20th. This is a powerful movement.
So you know what happens? One reach the other reach another, and together we will impact lives and make differences.
That's right.
That's right. We're igniting for youth. Love it.
Hey, there you go. Hey, and you know what? Listen, I want to say to everybody out there, listen, I just kind of want to, you know, recap a bit. First of all, you can go to www.igniteforyouth.com. You can go to
the number 4.
Yes, thank you. Actually, good pointing that out. The number 4, everybody. Ignite number 4 youth.com. There you go. You know, and check out the site. Again, the event is happening April 20th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Mississauga. Tickets, and you know, correct me if I'm making mistakes, Norma. Tickets for the children, for youth, I believe you said 15 to 25 is $55.
Yeah.
And for, I think and for adults, is it adults and students that it's $100?
Adults are $100. Okay.
Right. Adults are $100, and you get copies of 2 great books. All right. So listen, it's well worth it. You know, when it comes to shedding out a few bucks to help our future and the kids, listen, you know, there's almost no limitation to doing that. So I would love to see and hear about everybody going out and making sure you cover this event. Of course, Master of Ceremony is our one and only lovely Nikki Clarke.
Nikki Clarke.
Yeah, thank you. It's going to be a powerful day, and can't wait to share all the pictures and the testimonies of the big day, April 20th. So I look forward to it.
And let's not also forget about the kids. Also, there's going to be quite a number of youths there speaking as well. So, you know, it's always important. We want to be able to go and hear the minds of, you know, just what they have to say. It's always interesting to hear what the children feel about what's going on, right, you all?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And we have included all diverse cultures, including our Aboriginal youth.
Right. Absolutely. And a big shout outs to also to a few of the other speakers that are going to be there, as they were talking about Kofi Barnes, Jennifer Evans, and Dr. Michael Collington. Am I saying that right?
Michael Collington.
Okay, yeah, Michael Collington. So big shouts out to them.
He could be hyper.
So big shouts out to them for, you know, getting involved with the event as well. It's a big deal.
Okay. Beautiful. Norma, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all that you do, and so looking forward to April 20th.
Thank you so much, Keith, and thank you, Nikki. We will let you know, Keith, for sure what the day was like, and it's going to be dynamic.
Absolutely. Make sure you do. Listen, I know it's going to be wonderful with you two on board. It's going to be epic. I'm looking forward to, as you say, Nikki. I'm looking forward to the pictures from you guys, and yeah, let's get some of those youths on here and show them how it's done and give them some brighter tomorrows to look forward to.
I will take up that challenge. I love it.
All right, absolutely. Everybody out there, you're listening to Throwback Thursdays with myself, Keith Harris, and the wonderful Nikki Clarke, and of course our very special guest, Norma Nicholson. She's doing wonderful things, bringing Ignite for Youth to the table. Listen, Norma, we're ecstatic. We're honored to have you on today. As for everybody out there listening that may have tuned in a little late, you should have been here the whole time. But in case you tuned in late, don't forget that this full conversation with us and Norma Nicholson here on Throwback Thursdays will be posted later this evening. So if there are any pieces of information, any prices or the websites or the dates or people involved, make sure you check out the posted interview later on and get all the information that you need. If you're in Canada or in Toronto or anywhere near or heading up there to enjoy those sunny days that you guys have up there right now.
No snow, y'all.
Right, no snow. Make sure you go check them out. April 20th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Norma, Nikki, we love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Norma. Thanks a lot.
Bye, Keith.
Bye-bye. See you later. Wow, Nikki. Listen, you guys, what you guys are doing is really, really powerful. I'm looking like that's going to be huge.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it's the inaugural launch, and there's some, as Norma described, incredible speakers, and then just to connect with the youth. I mean, that's where my heart is. I love children, and the thing I like about children is that they don't self-censor. They just tell you like it is. They're honest, they're candid, and you really know what is going on through their eyes. And I so appreciate having discussions with them and just hearing how they feel about the way things are going on in the world.
And you know what? With your involvement with youths and just the mentoring programs that you have involved in and just brought to the forefront for so many others, this is wonderful. I not to step on anybody else's toes, but I almost couldn't think of a better person. Because this is not something that you're doing for all of you out there listening. Nikki does not do this stuff for publicity. So when she's master of ceremony or speaking at someone's events, make no mistake about it, this is not about fame. She does this and puts together her own different movements in her own time as well. So she really stands behind what she does and does it from the inside out, opposed to the outside in. So
I stand for everything that I'm behind, and this is one of them. And I completely have a heart for children, for youth, and for building communities. So I'm excited. Can't wait for April 20th.
Right. That was a surprise. That was a surprise. I knew nothing. I did not know that was coming when they were like, you're going to be speaking there. And every time, and I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised that you do so much because I know how you do. But I'm just like, again, Nikki, wow. You're making trips. But
when you're doing something that you're supposed to do, Keith, you know what I'm talking about. When you're driven with a purpose, and when you love what you do, you don't waste your time. It's just so enjoyable, every minute of it, and that's just how I have decided to live my life, and I'm content.
That's what's up.
So that's what's happening. And then if I can, each one teach one. We all have that responsibility. Some step into their calling. Some are still waiting to step into their calling, but I'm not afraid. And I'm teaching people not to be fearful of their calling, and
that's right.
When that happens, it's a beautiful liberation.
That's right. Nikki's a leader and a boss, y'all. So, all right. Look, what we're gonna do? We're gonna try to. I tell you, it was a great way to spend the sunshine. It's cloudy out here, and the sun's just shining in my heart. Thank y'all so much.
Do you have a sunny song for us to keep the theme going?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that as a matter of fact, and hopefully I'll play the one I say I'm gonna play.
Yeah, don't forget the police song. Jeez, that threw me off when I heard Journey.
Okay, all right. I won't let the police get away. Gosh, look, I was trying to. Never, I was gonna say what I was gonna say. I was trying to do them. Okay, anyway, all right. Well, here we go. We are getting ready to listen. You, everybody out there, you listen to Throwback Thursdays with the wonderful Nikki Clarke and myself, Keith Harris. And don't touch that dial. We're getting ready to play The Police for y'all.
Yay! Keep it locked.